here? Who's here? Who's here right now? I want to know who's here right now. Drop in the chat who's here right now. Welcome to Own It, my loves. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, yes, I know intro. Welcome to Own It. My name is Cicely. I am well known as that Cuban girl on here. And before we get the show started, we're going to go to video intro.
Lights shine bright, the stage is set. That Cuban girl, you won't forget. From Havana nights to ocean views, bringing fire, bringing truth. Meet me where the rhythm flows, through the streets where passion grows. On the air, I'll take you there. Feel the magic everywhere. Own it, live it, don't hold back. Cuba's calling, that's a fact. From the screen to the show, feel the love, let it glow. Own it, take the chance, join the world in this dance. From meet chats to island skies, we connect, no need for disguise. Own it.
Thank you so much, and shout out to my amazing admin Emoji J for these wonderful intro as every Tuesday. Welcome everybody. Welcome to Own It. Can you guys hear me okay? Welcome to Own It. This is your featured hour here exclusively on the live streaming community of Meet Me. This is a featured show that happens every single Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time or 2 p.m. Pacific Time if you are on my side of the country or my side of the world. Own It is very dear to my heart because it's a show where you and I become the best versions of ourselves. How do we do this? We do it through owning the uniqueness of who we are, because I believe that we all have a unique story that is worth sharing. Okay, so that is the intention and the goal with this show. Every single show, I have two amazing guests that join me on the guest box, and we talk about or discuss the topic of the week, which I will be giving to you shortly. But yeah, just wanted to let you know what Own It is all about. Welcome. If you are new here, I am so glad that you showed up. Thank you so much for your time and for your energy. Make sure that if you're new, if you're a new friend, a new community member, you hit the favorite button, the star up here, and you can keep in touch with me, keep in touch with Own It every single time I have a show every Tuesday. Then you get notified, you get the blast, etc. If you are a returning friend of the show, I'm so happy to see you. And yeah, welcome. Sorry guys, my nose is itchy. Welcome. I'm so happy to see you. So happy that you're here. I love you guys, and I love when you guys return, when you create conversations in the chat, when you ask questions. So please feel free to do so throughout the entirety of the show. I love when you send me feedback, or when you just follow me on Instagram and you send me DMs and you just want to continue to keep in touch and be part of my community. I love that so much. I am very, very active on there. So if you ever want to connect with me, that's where you will find me at all times. Okay. Also, you feel free to look me up on YouTube at That Cuban Girl. Okay. So you guys, I'm very excited because like every Tuesday, I have two wonderful guests and a wonderful topic. And I am going to first tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Cicely. I go by That Cuban Girl. And for the last 12 years, I've been in LA pursuing a career in entertainment. I have done it all in entertainment, from modeling to ring girl to actress. What else? Beauty queen. I just competed at Miss Universe Cuba last year. Literally at this time last year, I had just finished competing and I placed top 12. And I've done a little bit of everything in entertainment. But now I have transitioned into, my entrepreneurial era, right? Because I have realized that what truly gives you influence and what truly helps you and gives you a voice is having a personal brand. So I have transitioned from model, beauty queen, etc. Thanks for the spotlight into entrepreneur and sharing tips and sharing my knowledge with all of you guys. And this is another reason why I love doing this show so much, because this show allows me the opportunity to not just connect with you, connect with my community on here, but also share my experiences, give you tips, hear what you have to say, and also listen to my guests and learn from them as well. Because like I always say, if you can't relate to me, at least you'll be able to relate to one or two of my guests. Okay, so here's what you can expect from the show today. I am going to go ahead and welcome my first guest of the day. Shortly after that, I'll share with you the quote of the day based on the topic of the day that I'm going to give to you before we start the show, okay? After the quote of the day, I'm going to welcome my second guest. We'll continue the conversation, and then I'm going to say goodbye for the moment to them and give shout outs to everyone who's gifting me, who is favoring me, everyone who is building a conversation on the chat. Okay, so if you're one of those people, feel free to stick around, because I will be shouting you out. And just making sure that I say thank you for supporting the show and supporting the featured hour. All right, after that, I'm going to go ahead and invite both my guests in the guest box for final thoughts, comments, shout outs that they want to give. And then I will ask them both one question that I always ask every single one of my guests, every single show, that has everything to do with the name of the show. And I will let you stick around to the very end so you know exactly what that question is, okay? If you want to know, you have to stay till the very end of the show. Another thing I do when I invite all of you to follow me on Instagram, and so you can continue to stay connected with me, okay? Because all of you guys who follow me on IG will get added to my close friends list stories, all right? So I am going to go ahead and share with you the topic of the day today. Oh wait, I forgot the disclaimers. I'm sorry, guys. So before all of that, I do want to talk about some disclaimers. Number one, please keep it absolutely respectful here on the show. Not only are we featured hour, but even if we weren't featured, I'm all about respect to myself, to my guests, to you guys. So please keep it very respectful here in the chat. Make sure that there's no profanity, okay? For all my guests who are going to be in the guest box, my two pre-booked guests, okay? Please refrain from driving, refrain from profanity, and refrain from having children in the box. Another reminder is that because we're a feature show, there's certain topics that we can't talk about, such as politics, religion, mental health, financial advice, and I forget what else. I think this pretty much covers it all, because everything we talk about here, it's simply our opinion, okay? I am not a certified life coach or financial advisor or none of that stuff, or mental health, right? None of it. I'm not a psychologist. So everything we talk about here is strictly our opinion as human beings. We are strictly sharing what works for us in our journey as human beings, but also we can't really touch deeply on these topics because those are the rules and regulations and guidelines for the featured shows, okay? And last but not least, like I said before, make sure that we keep it respectful on here, you guys, is the most important thing, okay? Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and share the topic of the day with you guys. The topic of the day is learning to look at the bigger picture, how to positively face adversity. Thank you. Learning to look at the bigger picture and how to positively face adversity. And the reason, thank you, Afti 1111. And the reason that I chose this topic was because of one of my guests. Her story is an unbelievable story, but also I know that all of us need reminders and tips on how to look at the bigger picture when things happen in our lives and how to positively face adversity. We all go through adversity. None of us are immune to adversity or change or obstacles because we live in this 3D world that's called life. And life on planet Earth is full of changes, struggles, and adversities and obstacles. But my journey and my purpose and my goal with Own It is so we can start conversations on how to be a little bit better and how to become our best versions, simply doing small steps one day at a time so we can be better, so we can be successful at anything we do, so we can be more confident at anything we do, so we can just be better human beings at everything we do, right? So thank you so much again for being here. I truly appreciate your presence and your energy. If you are supporting the show in any way, shape, or form, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and invite my first guest of the day. Thank you, to request the chat box. By the way, you guys, if you guys see me that I don't address you individually right away, whether you gift me, unless it's a jet or a dragon, okay? But because those I do interrupt. But if you guys see me that I don't individually say thank you right away for gifts or for favors or anything, just wait till it's time for shout outs. It's simply because as a feature show host, I have to follow the guidelines and I can't, it's rude to interrupt my guests as they're speaking, right? So that's the only reason why. Emoji J are the guests on here because I don't see any of them. I want to go ahead and invite both my guests to the guest box. Please request the guest. Oh, there she is. Okay, cool. Okay, perfect. I was like, I don't see anybody on here. Okay, so let me go ahead and introduce my first guest of the day. Sorry guys, I don't know why my nose is so itchy today. I apologize. So let me go ahead and introduce my first guest of the day. All right, so she's a 40-year-old single mom to 2 beautiful kids, dog and cat mom as well, and all-around animal lover. She loves makeup and fashion, kayaking, a good book, and going on adventures. She's a bit of an adrenaline junkie and loves anything scary. Ooh, Halloween is coming. She biggest bucket list item is to skydive in Belgium. She's the president of a childhood cancer charity and had a son who battled with cancer for 5.5 years and gained his angel wings at 12. I'm so sorry about that. Loves helping others and making them laugh. Please, everybody, welcome to Own It, Lucky Charm.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome. Nice to meet you. How are you?
Nice to meet you. I'm doing pretty great. How about yourself, darling?
I'm doing amazing. It's a beautiful day in LA. I can't complain.
Beautiful here in Michigan too, so I'll keep it as long as I can.
Nice. Is it hot over there already or no?
We're at about 75 today.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. So Lucky Charm, I already introduced you because you sent me your bio, which thank you so much for doing that. But in your own words, tell everybody on here who you are.
Oh, who am I? That's a question I ask myself every day, my dear. I'm not quite sure on that one. Outside of what you said, very loving, caring, heart bigger than my head that I wear on my sleeve. I try to be there as much as I can for others. I'm constantly momming or working or hustling. Thank you for the gifts. Or like I said, trying to get myself in a little adventure, going on road trips or just driving somewhere new, meeting new people. I love to hear people's stories and how they've lived life and things they've went through, kind of like you do with your show, but I just do it in real life, just random people.
I love that. That's beautiful. So I just want to know a little bit what got you into streaming and being part of this community.
Well, when my son started battling, he got skyrocketed into his own little celebrity-like status. He was the cancer child poster boy. Celebrities were all over him all the time. We were constantly doing different news interviews and radio station interviews and radio shows. And that's where I kind of learned that I had a knack for it and publicly speaking, because I don't really get stage fright. It's never been a thing for me. So a friend of mine said, try out this stream. I laughed at her and said, no one wants to watch an old lady on stream. What do you mean? Like, but I have nothing to even talk about except for maybe what's for dinner or how to clean something. She's like, that's exactly what they want. So I got on with my real name, which I've always used in the public eye because of Noah. And I got yelled at by quite a few people saying not to use my real name. Looked over at my daughter, who just so happened to be eating Lucky Charms at the time. And I was like, oh, that works. Just something quick, not planning on doing anything with it. And now, sadly, a cereal that I hate is my name. It's stuck to me now. It's been about 3 years on and off.
I love that. So that's a very interesting, it's also quite sad. So I'm so sorry about your loss, but it's a very interesting story because, like I said, as the topic of the show today, how to look at the bigger picture and face adversity in a positive way. You seem like a very positive person, even though you went through possibly the worst thing that somebody can go through, which is losing a child at such a young age. So how did you face that? How did you get through that?
Him. I ain't even gonna lie to you or try to pretend I'm some soldier that I'm not. Because one, people like to throw strength at me. You're so strong. You went through this. I can almost guarantee you any mother in here would do exactly what I did, exactly how I did it. If not, maybe some ways different, but better. But nonetheless, when it comes to the actual things that need to be done, you would be the same thing. As mothers, we love and we love hard. I also didn't have a choice. I have 2 other littles. I still have to be the same fun-loving mom they always had, so I can't fall there. But one thing Noah always taught me is that smile even when it's dark, keep your light on, keep your head held high, and have resilience no matter what's thrown at you. Because I had to keep that spirit up for him. I just kind of keep it going with my daily life with everyone, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no,
it's hard to put something of such strong emotion into words, but
yeah, no, 100%. That makes total sense. How long ago was this?
2019, he passed away.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's been a while, but at the same time, I'm sure it never goes away as a mom.
You learn to live with it, the pain, as days go on, and you learn to relive life, essentially. You just kind of learn to live with it. It never goes away. It's not a pain that ever leaves. Like losing a normal death, like a grandparent or a parent even, is kind of hard, but still, when it's an unnatural death like that, it kind of stays with you. And that's what I've learned working with not talking about myself, but working with so many other families that are battling as well and have dealt with such losses.
Yeah. So yeah, and there's people here in the chat that are agreeing with you and taking in your message, which I love. This is why I like digging into these conversations, because I always feel like there's someone out there that we're helping, even if they're silent in the chat. I know for a fact that there's someone out there watching and getting inspiration and kind of just learning from all of our stories and the things we've been through, right? So thank you again for sharing. I know it's probably really difficult, but it's really appreciated.
I love telling his story. I'm an open book.
So when it comes to your now, when you've transitioned into streaming, how long since you've been streaming?
About 3 years on and off.
Okay.
I've worked for relationships, different life experiences, things like that, but I always end up coming back home.
Okay, I love that. Yeah, same. I started 3 years ago. And right now I'm at a point where I only do the show on here. I keep trying to have a regular schedule, but it's very hard with the other things that I do. But the show I always do, and it's something that keeps me accountable and keeps me here on the app. And I truly love the community and meeting new people all the time, So I'm gonna make a quick pause and welcome everybody in, everyone who's just tuning in right now. Hello, my name is Cicely, but I go by that Cuban girl because yes, I am indeed Cuban, born and raised. And I do this show called Own It, that is a feature show. I've been doing this feature show for 3 years now, and I love it. And the intention with Own It is so you and I become the best versions of ourselves through owning the uniqueness of who we are, because I believe that we're all unique and we all have a story that is worth sharing. So if this is your vibe, make sure that you not only support me and show love to me on the show, but also to my guests, because they take their time out of their day to be here, to talk to you, to connect with you. So I just really want you guys to also show them love. But I'm so grateful to have you all here today. And my first guest of the day is Lucky Charms. And we are talking about looking at the big picture, learning to look at the big picture and facing adversity in a positive way. So, Lucky Charm, when we talk about the big picture in life, for example, I suppose that your biggest story, your biggest learning lesson has been the loss of your son, right? So now that it's been years into it, which is why I asked you how long it's been, can you look at the bigger picture and maybe just give us a message that you've learned through it all?
Probably that same message I said, not to repeat the same thing, but our anthem was always, why so serious? I have a Joker tattoo on my leg. He was Joker everything. We were Joker and Harley. Like it was always, our thing was, why so serious? So even when we were getting the most devastating news, like even the terminal news, I started to tear up. He looked at me with a straight face and said, why so serious? And then kept on talking like we're going to have this huge future like any other kid. So that learning that if he can do that and take on that kind of anguish and news at that young of age, why can't I?
Yeah.
So why so serious? Every time something's going on, I try to find a way to smile in one way or another.
Yeah, and now I'm gonna remember that as well, because that is such a good way to look at it. And yeah, he sounded like such a strong little kid, like just to even have the maturity to say that to you, right? So
Most
I'm gonna,
definitely, he was incredible.
yeah, I'm gonna remember that too now. So what are your goals? What are your goals on here? What's like your biggest dream besides the bucket list of skydiving?
Yes, most definitely. Well, on here, I love to keep my show going. I'm trying to boost it up a little, get back into it, get a little more serious with it. Maybe start a show of my own.
What's your show?
On here, we're just pretty much a talk show right now, kind of like a morning radio show. We all come in, crack jokes, talk about our days, talk about things that have happened, so on and so forth. Yeah, podcast pretty much is what it is right now. But I've been trying to come up with different ideas and build it up more and have more fun with it instead of using it just as a hobby.
Yeah, why don't you do it like in regular, like street, like not on here only, but out there as well?
I should. I tried Bigo for a second, but it was too much to it. I think I'm a creature of habit. Now I'm so comfortable here and its platform and its atmosphere that every time I branched out, I just kind of wanted to come back here.
Okay, I love that. I love that your story so much. Do you have anything you want to shout out before I let you go for a minute?
Oh no, not that I can think of right now.
All right, well, everybody make sure that you favorite Lucky Charm, you check out her streams and connect with her. And I'm going to have you back, if that's okay with you, at the end of the featured hour along with my other guests, so we can do final thoughts. Is that cool?
I would love to. I will be.
I'll see you soon. Thank you so much, Lucky Charm. Oh, somebody said I favorite her. I love that. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. We just finished talking to my first guest of the day, Lucky Charms, who has an amazing story. I know I asked some questions, but if I'm honest with you, I would have loved to dig a little deeper. But at the same time, I was getting sad myself. So like, I was trying to be respectful and not dig too deeply into what she went through. But I just want to say how appreciative I am of having guests that are so vulnerable, that every week come on the show and talk about their struggles, their vulnerabilities, and the ways that they've been able to get through all of it. And to me, that means a lot because they don't have to do that, right? They don't have to share anything with none of us. So hi, MC. So I just want to say thank you so much, and welcome to Own It, you guys. If you are new on here, let me introduce myself. My name is Cicely, and I am Cuban. That's why I go by That Cuban Girl on here and on my YouTube channel. And I do it because I'm really proud of my roots and where I come from, because I was raised in Cuba till 14 years old, and then I moved to Miami, and then I moved to LA. So thank you for being here. This is Own It. This is a featured hour, a featured show. Thank you. That happens here exclusively on the live streaming community of Meet Me every single Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, or if you're on my side of the world, the West Coast, at 2 p.m. Pacific. And here on Own It, the intention with this show is so you and I become the best versions of ourselves. How do we do that? Through owning who we are, owning the uniqueness of our soul, owning the uniqueness of our voice, owning the flaws, the virtues, and everything that makes us us. Because every little thing that makes us unique. And we all have a story that is worth sharing. So thank you for being here. Thank you for your beautiful, wonderful gifts. Without a doubt, yes, thank you for that. I want you guys to know that I'm so appreciative of every single gift. I know you guys don't have to gift me, but you do. And I'm so grateful for that. Seriously, it means the world. Mainly because it boosts the show, right? And we want the show to be alive and to continue. So we can continue to share stories, right? So thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna go ahead before we continue. You deserve it, the show's fire. Thank you. That makes me so happy. Thank you. Before we continue, I'm gonna give quick shout outs, okay, to some of you guys that I see here in the comment box and to my top gifters. So, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so shout out to Will, Mr. President in the chat box, Donald Trump, for for the comment. Thank you so much. Who else? Let me go up. I can't. You said you deserve it. The show is fire. I can't read your username. Is it Craig's World? Thank you so much. Thank you, Sweetness. Thank you, Clay. Who else? Afti1111. Thank you for supporting the show, not just today, but last week as well. He was my top gifter, and I really appreciate you. Who else? MC, who's a returning friend of the show. So thank you for being here, MC. Lucky Charm, shout out to you and for being my guest as well. Okay, now I'm gonna go to my top gifters of the day. Let me get closer to the board. So number 3, Dougie, thank you. I didn't even see you come in. Thank you. Number 2, Real Deal, thank you. Number 1, Afti1111. I appreciate you, my loves, for the love, the support, the likes, the spotlight. I appreciate that so much. So I'm gonna go ahead and share with you right now. Thank you, Bobby, for the favorite. I'm going to go ahead and share the topic of the day today. As you guys know, the topic of the day is learning to look at the bigger picture and how to positively face adversity, okay? So the quote that I found that truly spoke to me, and I was so happy to see it, and it hit my heart in the best of ways, says, hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny. I'll say it again. Hardships often prepare ordinary people for an extraordinary destiny. And I love that so much, because if you have ever heard the story of people that make it big at anything, example, Cardi B, right? To me, Cardi B, just to give you an example, she's not someone I would look up to generally, but I so appreciate her, and I appreciate her journey, and I appreciate who she is, because she was the ordinary person, right? Who anybody else out there would have been like, oh, you're not gonna make it, like you're not gonna be anything. And she took that, her being a regular woman, right, who had the job that she had, and became extraordinary artist. And that's, yeah, facts, exactly. So this is to me, yes, exactly, Craig. She went from the bottom to the top. To me, that is the prime example of someone who could have been ordinary, who didn't have anything going for themselves when not I'm not talking about talent. She was definitely talented, but I'm talking about wealth. She didn't come from a wealthy background or family, right? She wasn't the most articulate person out there. So she took her talents and what made her her, and she embraced it in such a way that she made all of that into an extraordinary destiny. And that is what I mean when I talk about looking at the bigger picture and looking at, okay, maybe I don't have all the answers, maybe I am not perfect, none of us are perfect, okay, but maybe I'm not talking about politics though. Maybe I don't have all the answers, but I know I have the potential, and I know I have something to give and to share, and I'm going to embrace exactly who I am and put it out there and shine my light with the world. And that is also what Own It is about, and this is why I do the show. So I just wanted to give you a quick example, just to let you know that it doesn't matter who you are out here or out there. You, whatever and whoever you are, you can always build skills that are going to take you to the next level, as long as you embrace yourself and you're proud of who you are, right? Oh yeah, and you also put all the negativity aside, because we don't want that, right? Let me go through the comments real quick. Oh, okay, not me. Gotcha. Thank you. Yeah, because I was like, I'm definitely not talking about that. um this is a feature show. Keep comments. Yes, thank you, Real Deal. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Remind them what you're talking about. I am talking about the topic of the day, which is learning to look at the bigger picture and how to positively face adversity. Okay. So no, I appreciate you guys doing that. So thank you so much, my loves. I appreciate you guys. All right, you guys. So we're about to continue. We're going to go ahead and continue the show, and I'm going to invite my second guest of the day to click or request the guest box, okay, so he can join the conversation. And while he does that, I just want to remind you guys, thank you, to follow me on Instagram. I always, every single Tuesday, people who follow me, okay, I am going to block you because we already told you and you're not listening, and like, sorry. So yeah. So yes, you guys, I want to invite you to follow me on Instagram, and all of you guys who follow me on Instagram today, I'm going to be adding to my close friends list. Okay. Hello, Party Lily. Hello, welcome. Thank you, my loves. So thank you. Appreciate you. Hello. Oh, and I also want to remind you guys, if you want to be a guest on the show, make sure that you contact Emoji J so you can get on the guest list for future shows. Okay, cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, my loves. All right, so my second guest of the day, I'm going to go ahead and introduce my second guest because he's also amazing. Wait, hold on. Where is the bio? Hello. I'm not here. Okay, perfect. All right, so my second guest of the day is Ollie Streaming. He is a comic book, wrestling, and pop culture geek who loves reading, writing, art, and trivia. Please, everybody, welcome to Own It, Ollie.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Did I pronounce your name correctly?
Yes.
Perfect. Welcome to Own It. I'm so excited to meet you and to have you on the show. Well, actually, we've met before, haven't we?
Yes, I was on about, I think in May.
Oh, yeah, because I was like, oh, I know you. Well, it's good to see you again. So I know I introduced you a little bit, but please, can you tell everybody who you are?
Well, my name's Oi. Been on here a little bit over a year. Um, I, I like to read. I love writing. My dream is to be a director and write. Like to make a feature film.
Okay,
I'm into
love
watching
that.
cartoons and wrestling and reading comic books and collecting. It's that time of year. My favorite movies will all be on. So
Wait, what's your favorite movie?
uh, anything horror related. Thank you for the gift. I love horror movies. Special effects. When I was young, it's just seeing the special effects. I had a teacher. She was into theater. She taught me how to make fake blood, and yeah.
I love that. So I was actually going to ask you what got you into your love for film, but you just answered my question.
It actually started when I was in elementary school. We had a writing competition when I was in about the third grade, and they only wanted like 5 pages, but instead of using like the third grade paper, I used like regular notebook paper and did front and back at like 5 pages. And my teacher was like, "Yeah, we're entering this." And I competed against middle and high school kids, and he helped me with the sentence structure to go through it and redo it. So I've just always wanted to write.
Are you currently, you don't have to say what you do for a living, but does it have to do anything with writing or film or anything?
No.
Okay, so what do you think you need in order to make your dreams come true?
Well, a quote that I really like that come from a movie. Like I'm a huge Star Wars geek, and when the prequels came out, the first thing it says is every journey has a first step, and I just got to take the first step. I mean, I've tried before and submitted stuff, and it just gets turned down. I don't deal with rejection well, so I just kind of give up, and I just gotta keep pushing forward.
Yeah, I've been in LA for many, many years, and rejection, it gets to a point where when you're so exposed to it, you become immune to it. So I would say, I know at the beginning is really difficult because as humans, we're not really used to rejection. But I would say continue to do it, continue to submit your stuff, because you never know, and also it gives you tough skin, and like especially in entertainment, you need really, really tough skin to be in the industry.
Yes. Um, well, when I was in high school, I had an idea for a story, and then a movie came out just like it. And my teacher told me something. He said, "Don't think about, oh, I didn't pull the trigger and get there. Somebody else beat me to it." He said, "Just think, if it's a success, you was on the right path." And
But
just
also, thank you, Hoops. But also, I have another challenging or different perspective that you can look at it from. When you get one idea and it's proven to be successful, whether you did it or the other person did it, that means you have more ideas in your head, because where that came from, there's so much more that could come from that. So don't be limited by that one idea that didn't happen for you. You have so many other ideas, right?
yes,
Yeah. People in the comments were saying opportunity can come out of nowhere, anywhere. And then Hoop says, never give up on your dreams. And then Craig said, keep pushing and persevering. So yeah, I would say continue to write, continue to submit your stuff. You can even take a trip out to I mean, I don't really know where you are, but you can even try to go to like film festivals, even if it's just to watch, right? Even if you don't have a film, just be in that environment and it'll help you.
right. And they're getting ready to convert an old arena here in Louisville to a sound stage. And they already have um, the, channel, the CW channel already has a show that's going to film there. They're talking about actors are going to move to the city, and they're trying to build Louisville up like how Georgia has done, and they want to get the film industry here, so they're going to offer tax breaks and stuff. And I'm trying to get in down there because if you can get your foot in the door, even as a janitor, you never know where you can get to. So
Yes, 100%. And always remember that the industry is very competitive. So just don't try not to get discouraged, you know?
right, and it only takes one hit to just turn it all around for you.
Yeah.
And like, I'm a huge fan of Taylor Sheridan's shows that he's been putting out. And I mean, he's going, like, he started, I think, in Wyoming, and then now he's in Tulsa. He's got one in Detroit. He's got one getting ready to start in New Orleans. And he's just going all over the country. And I could easily get one here that could tie into some of his other shows.
100%.
Getting it to him.
Yeah, and Craig says Matt Damon and Ben Affleck were in a one-bedroom apartment. Ben was sleeping on a couch, and then boom, Good Will Hunting, and the rest is history. Exactly.
Right. And
Yeah.
I mean, J.K. Rowling's, I think she was homeless when she wrote Harry Potter. And I mean, look at how well that did.
Yep. 100%. 100%. I'm going to make a quick pause and welcome everybody in. Welcome to Own It. If you're a new friend, hello. It's so nice to meet you. Make sure that you hit me with the favorite and my guest as well, and show my guest a lot of love as well. My name is Cicely. I go by That Cuban Girl, and this is our featured hour called Own It. We have been featured luckily for the last 3 years. And my intention with the show is for you and I to become the best versions of ourselves through owning the uniqueness of who we are, because I believe that we all have a story that is worth sharing. So this show is featured every single Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern time or 2 p.m. Pacific time. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Right now I'm talking to my second guest of the day. His name is Oli. And we're talking about the topic of the day, which is learning to look at the bigger picture, how to positively face adversity. So, Oi, I'm curious, is there anything that you've faced in your life that you've had to, that by looking at the bigger picture, it has helped you?
Yes. I don't hide the fact that I served time in prison. And while I was in there, I just looked at it like, this isn't forever. I'm going to get out. I'm going to be free. And just because I've been there, that doesn't define me. It's what I do afterwards. So I come out and I've stayed out of trouble, trying to turn my life around. But, you know, I run into roadblocks often because of my past. But you know, it's just, I look at it as, it doesn't make me who I am, but it's made me who I am, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not institutionalized to where I think like a criminal or a convict or anything. I've actually become a much better person. Through the streaming, I've met really good people who I kind of wanted to be more like them because they were so nice. So I just started, you know, working on myself and trying to be a better person.
Yeah, and that is so important. And I'm so proud of you and so happy that you got to that point of of looking at the bigger picture and just being like, hey, I went through this. It shaped me in a way, but it doesn't define who I am or who I will become. And that is huge. Lucky Charms said, the past doesn't define us, but it definitely gives us lessons and tools. And that's very true. All of our past, I mean, we all have a past, even if our pasts look different from one another. I have a past, we all have a past that we always feel like we could have done it differently. We could have behaved differently, right? But at the end of the day, that past helped us. Like she said, it gives us tools that we can now use and become better people if we choose to become better people, right? Because it all boils down to choices. So I just want to say thank you for sharing your story and being brave enough.
Yeah,
And
no
I just want to
problem.
ask you, you have a board behind you. You kind of look like a teacher.
Everybody asks me that. That's my, everybody that gifts me every day, I put their names up there. Then I take pictures and post them to my Instagram. And I just start over every day. I've been trying to get people to come in and play Pictionary. And like I draw, but it just hasn't really picked up yet. It'll eventually get there, but I just, everybody says I do really well at drawing on that. And I appreciate them giving me compliments, but I don't really think I'm that much of an artist. I just try, and people enjoy it, you know.
Why don't you think you're an artist if you clearly are?
Well, I mean, you know, to me, it's just it's just a hobby. It's not something that I really try and pursue.
But just because it's a hobby doesn't mean that you're not an artist.
I'm not an artist at drawing. For me, I'm more of an artist at writing. It's what I consider my art. And this is just something to, perfect example. I was going to be on a show a few weeks ago, and one of the people was on there was somebody that I didn't care for, and I didn't really know him, and I was kind of in a bad mood. And I was like, oh, I'm about to go on here and just be a jerk. And I didn't want to, but somebody had gifted me, and I'm drawing it. So as I'm coloring it in and stuff, it just put me in a good mood. So I realized I kind of use it as therapy.
And
So
I feel like ultimately that's what art is. You know, writing is therapy. Speaking, you know, speaking is another form of art. That's also therapy. Drawing, painting, all of that. It's forms. Music, right? Being a musician. That is all forms of therapy. And that's an amazing realization that you had.
yes, and I mean, it wasn't even, and I went on there and I was in such a good mood, had a great time. And the person that I didn't care for, we actually became friends after that. And, you know, so everything seems to work out.
Yeah,
If you
what a beautiful story, right?
right, yeah. And you can't, I like to tell everybody, man, holding a grudge is the worst thing you can ever do, because it will eat at your insides. And it's just not healthy. Like,
100%.
you don't have to forget what happened. You can remember what happened, but you need to forgive.
100%. I love that that realization you had. Do you have, Oli, anything you want to shout out before I let you go for the next couple minutes?
Uh, Not really. I mean, I got an auction coming up this
You can shout
Saturday.
that out, yeah.
Other than that, I'm just on just about every day.
Okay, so when is your auction?
Saturday night,
At what time?
8:40, I think. It's either 8:40 or 8:45.
And what do they get? Is it a name change?
Name change, 3-day name change.
Okay, perfect. So everybody, Saturday night, at what time again?
8:40, I believe. It might be 8:45. I don't remember because the flyer said one thing, my thing said the other, and she said she had to check and make sure. Yeah, that's Eastern.
So Saturday night, OI is part of an auction at 8:40 p.m. Eastern time. Regardless of that, make sure that you follow him on his social media so you know exactly when and at what time, because I'm sure he'll post about it. But if you win him, you get a name change, which is awesome. If you're here and you're trying to promote yourself or market yourself or get more visibility, you can, bid for OI and you get a name change of how many days?
3 days.
3 days. Perfect. And make sure that you check out his streams, everybody. He's a daily streamer. Let's help him get his confidence up, get his community up. Make sure that he knows that, besides the fact that his past doesn't define him, that he is an artist and that we care about his writing and what he has to share with the world. So make sure that we stay connected, okay? Yes.
One other thing, starting tomorrow, I'm doing 31 days of horror movies. I'm going to talk about a different horror movie every day at noon. So, but the last 10 days will be about like horror series, like multiple films in the series.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So if you're into horror films or films in general, make sure that you check out Oi's streams. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for being here, Oi. I'm going to let you go for the next couple of minutes, but I'll bring you back very shortly for final thoughts with Lucky Charm, okay?
All right.
Okay, I'll see you soon. Of course, I'll see you in a minute. And you guys, this is so wonderful. Thank you, Miss Brown Sugar, for the compliment and the roses. I appreciate you, girl. Let me favorite you. Do I have your favorite? No, let's favorite you. Thank you, girl. So you guys, thank you so much for being here. We have reached the end of the featured hour, but we're not done yet. Okay, the show is not over yet. But I just want to quickly say thank you to all of you. I'm going to quickly give shout outs to my top gifters right now. I love you guys. Please follow me on Instagram. Make sure that you stay connected. You keep in touch with me, okay? And remember that this show, this featured hour, happens here every single Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern time. Very important, if you would like to be a guest on the show, contact Emoji J and he will add you to the guest list, okay? No, we don't discriminate. You can be a gifter, you can be a watcher. You don't have to be a top batch to be part of the show. Thank you, girl. All you have to do and be is yourself and be respectful and be willing to be on camera and share your story. That's all, okay? But everyone's welcome here. This is a safe space for creators, for live streamers to connect with one another, to share positive impact and inspiration, all right? I wanna say thank you to everybody who has commented and complimented the show today. Thank you, I'm so glad that you like it. Hoops, shout out to Hoops, my old friend Hoops. And okay, I'm gonna say shout out to Craig's World for interacting so much today. Please make sure that y'all favorite each other. Y'all favor one another, okay? And quickly, my top gifters of the day. Top 3, Lucky Charms. Number 2, Party, thank you. And number 1, FT1111, thank you, my lovelies. I appreciate you so much. Also, special shout out to Real Deal for interacting so much, and to Hoops and to Miss Brown Sugar. So thank you guys so much. I'm gonna go ahead and invite both my guests back in the guest show. Thank you, in the guest box for final thoughts in the last 2 minutes, okay? So let me bring them both back in.
Hello.
Welcome back. Where's Oi? Where's Oi? Thank you, Brown Sugar. Okay, here he is. Let's add him. All right. Did you guys knew each other?
Mr. J. No.
Oh.
Well, now we have 2 new friends, Oi and Lucky Charms. So I want to say thank you guys again for being part of the show and for, being here and for your energy and sharing your stories. I know I could probably talk to both of you for hours, but I love closing the show. Oh my God, that's a new one. Thank you. I love closing the show asking every single one of my guests this question. And the question is, what is one thing you can own up about yourself? It could be a flaw that you own or a virtue that you own, but something that makes you you and you're proud of it.
I'm an overthinker. Bad. It's helped me in some ways, but in most ways, not really. But my mind is always going 100 miles per hour with 800,000 different thoughts going every which way.
For me, I am way too shy. Like I don't know. I don't know. Growing up, I was way too shy and not outgoing, and I've been trying to get through it, and I have times where it just comes back, and I just kind of own it that when it comes back, I just gotta, try and keep fighting through it.
But you know what I love? I love that despite the fact that you're shy, you show up. You still show up. You're here. You are a streamer and you're not hiding behind anything. You're here, you show face and you still do it regardless whether you're shy or scared or maybe at times not confident because we all go through that, but you're still here. So good job.
Oh, thank you.
And Craig is really complimenting you guys. He says that you all spoke well and that good job. And I feel the same way. You guys are so amazing, both of you. I'm so grateful to have, well, I already knew you, Oi, but grateful to have met you, Lucky Charm, and to have you both on the show. And to everyone on here, please remember to favorite them both, to go to their live streams, to go to Oi's auction. Lucky Charms, do you have an auction or anything going on that you want to shout out maybe?
Not at the current moment, but I do have a charity auction coming up with Boss Lady. So everybody keep an eye on her and she should be announcing that soon.
I love that. Well, there you have it, everybody. Thank you so much, both my guests, for being here. I really appreciate you both. Continue to share your beautiful light with all of us. And to you, my friends, I will see you next Tuesday so you and I can own it. Bye. Bye, guys. Love y'all. Thank you so much for the support. Follow me on IG and I'll see you soon.